Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. Today we're going to be taking a look at VRA on both the weekly and the daily time frame. Now, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz. You can see that VRA off of its lows here is currently up around 350%. So again, the community in this project is very, very strong. I see it popping off all over on the socials at the moment. And I think this potentially could be an absolute gem for the next bull run. You know, is this impulsive wave off of these lows here confirming the bulls in for VRA? Potentially, it could be, but at the same time, we do need to be cautious and do look for areas where we could see potential pullbacks to get an opportunity for people who have not already gone involved to have the chance to, you know, get off of the sidelines and get in at a better price. So what we're looking for here, as I said, you're up 350% in the past a couple of months here for VRA since December. So the start of the new year has been very, very impulsive. Again, the likes of Bitcoin, many other altcoins, especially the AI sort of sector, have been taking off. Now, Bitcoin is starting to top out a bit, have a bit of a rollover. I think it's looking for a key area of support at the moment. But if it does lose that, potentially we could be at a local top here for VRA and looking for a retracement at this point. So you can see here for VRA that we have had this previous area as support currently turned into resistance. Okay, if we fail to close above this price on the weekly, which currently sits at around 0.00938, so do get that on your charts, because it's a very key area. I think that we need to see VRA break cleanly through above and hold a support to confirm that we are going to be looking for more upside here in the potential coming months and not going to have a retracement first. So again, to confirm, I think to look for more upside, we do need to see this area of previous support now turned into potential resistance cleanly broken through. So again, we have had this very, very impulsive wave. You can see that you was under this level of resistance. You had this sort of falling channel. Potentially it could have been some sort of falling wedge here where you had a level of support, resistance, and you got coiled up into a corner and you eventually broke out, and since haven't actually looked back. Okay, and you actually melted above the retracement target back up to where you started to form this pattern, and you're actually closing above that and pushing on here. So again, because the fact that you've broken out of this pattern, you normally retrace to where you started. We've broken above where we also started this pattern quite impulsively, and we have ran up to this technical target of previous support and turned it to resistance. Okay, so these are two things that are showing, okay, there's a lot of strength here, but is that strength potentially going to die out? And if it does, where could we find a retracement? I'm going to show you now if we don't get continuation, because of course there's potential for both sides. I am going to show you on the daily in a minute that there could be a further 30 to 40% move here for VRA on the cards in the coming weeks if we do see a clean breakthrough of this resistance. But first off, I'm going to show you where potential retracement targets to support are. So if we have topped out at this price here, okay, which is our local high, and now we are retracing back down to the lows of which we started this 300% move, there's key areas of support I would like to see held here. So the first off is the 382, which ties up roughly around with this sort of head of support, head of resistance here, where you got rejected before and turned that into resistance and actually crashed down further. So that 382 and this local high here could act as an area of support. So do get this on your fibs, the 382. We could see a nice little bounce at that point. But ideally, I would like to see a retracement back down to this 0618 here for support, or the 050 in this golden ratio, looking to get continuation to break out here, and potentially you've got a low, a high, and if we do come back for some sort of large, again, bear in mind you are up 350%. If we was to retrace down to this 0618, it would scare a lot of people out. It would be a 65% correction from this high here. But again, you do need to see these healthy pullbacks on large impulsive moves, okay, because you don't want to buy these big green candles, because you get shafted and they start to collapse, and they collapse quite fast if they've moved very impulsively over time. Okay, so these would be the key areas of retracement support zones that I'd be looking for. So it'd be between the 050 and the 0618 at key areas of support I would look for, to be fair, to get involved. But also you've got the opportunity here of just shy of the 382, where you could see a short-term relative pullback of around 10 to 15% and actually get your continuation at that point, okay, depending on how strong it is at the time, and we will monitor it if that does come into play moving forward. So my overall targets, if we do start to come down quite ferociously here, 050 and the 0618 from this high retracing to this low. Get those targets on and get those fib levels on, guys, okay? Because we are running into a very strong area of previous support, looking to turn it to resistance. So we could be looking for a pullback here at this point. So that is the short-term bearish case scenario, which would offer golden opportunity for people not involved to get off the sidelines and potentially ride the wave back up to this high if this does come into play. Okay, so that's the bearish scenario. Now the bullish scenario is, if we look here on the daily, I want to zoom into some patterns here and get some EMAs on quickly for us. On the daily, we are actually in this lovely, beautiful uptrend at the moment, and we're creating some very bullish patterns. We do need to see confirmation and this resistance line broken in a minute to get confirmation of that. But I wanted to show you that you had this large impulsive wave here, and then you started to come back to these EMAs, and you created something called a bull flag. Okay, so you had this level of resistance, you was coiling under this level of resistance here, and you had this level of support that you was holding for VRA. Now the technical breakout target of this bull flag has not been met, so you can see that this here, okay, this is your pole. Okay, from this you broke out here, fell back to support on the 10 EMA, broke out in this massive pole, you created this flag, you broke this level of resistance, and now you're in a technical target. So what we do is we move the pole up to where the last level of support was before the breakout of this resistance occurred, and this gives us the breakout target that I think on the daily potentially is what we're looking for here, of around 15.9 for VRA. Now from current price, I do believe that is roughly a 62% move, and I think that is potentially where we may blow off at the top and come back for a larger area of a larger retracement. But this is if we do get continuation and break out of that previous level of support I showed you on the last chart, which we're currently running into. So to get this confirmational break and actually meet this target, we're actually creating a potential another bull flag right now, where you've got this level of resistance here, and again you're a bit overextended from these EMAs like you was here before this bull flag. So right now you've pulled back to the EMAs and you're sort of coiling up on these EMAs. If you can hold this 20 as it comes up and hold this level of support, again you're in another smaller bull flag from this target here down to this low, and you can see when you break out from the last level of support that guess what? The small bull flag here gives you the target of this larger bull flag that we're currently in this uptrend. So that gives a bit of confluence that if we do start to see ourselves break out here and actually tackle above this resistance line here that we're creating for ourselves and holding these EMAs as we come down, there still potentially is room for another upside move of around 60%. Now if we zoom back out to the weekly, where would that put us? Well, if you look here on the weekly time frame, that target of 60% actually brings you back up to this other area of previous support that we actually lost and ran into resistance to the EMAs back in between February and April in 2022. So is this where we're potentially trying to get to? Because right now you're running into this previous support as resistance. Okay, this is what we were saying. You're running into it as resistance. If we do get this breakout and do meet the bull flag target, I do think there's another 50% move up to this previous area of support, and this previous support would get broken right now, and you could be looking to go long. Okay, so just to clear that up for you guys, okay, I'm just going to clear that up for you guys. The technical target breakout of the large bull flag that I just showed you on the daily time frame, where you've got a smaller one forming now, actually sits at that 60% move, 55% move back up to this area of previous support, where we could turn that into resistance. But to see that, we do need to see the close above this area of previous support that we're currently looking to turn into resistance. So there's two potentials here. See the clean breakthrough and hold of support. I think you're looking to go long up to this previous support, and we've got a 60% move left in here for VRA. Or if we get rejected here, I would look for a pullback to the 050 or to this previous leg of support here, and equally the 382, which we said we was going to keep an eye on as well, which would tie up with the 10 EMA. So we do need to keep our eyes out here. We could still be in this larger long trade here if we break out of resistance on the daily of that small bull flag forming. Okay, and that could provide us with a good opportunity. So if you see the clear breakthrough of this price tag, guys, okay, if you do see the clear breakthrough of 967, do look to go long of 67%. Okay, a potential 55% up to this previous support, where we could turn that to resistance. And if we fail here and start to pull back, it could offer a great opportunity if you fall to that golden ratio I showed you also on the weekly time frame. In fact, I'll get that in for you now, guys. If we do start to pull back at this point, a golden area to get involved would be between the 050 and the 0618. So do get those on your charts. Break 967, you're looking to go long up to previous support of a 55% long. And if we fail here and start to pull back, you could be looking for a larger pullback to the 050 or 0618 on this fib retracement from this high to this low. I hope you enjoyed the content today, guys. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell until my next video. From Chart Nerd TA, take care. Peace out.